Dagestani privilege continues because Usman Nurmagomedov gets a total robbery win in the PFL main event today against Paul Hughes. Now, don't get me wrong. This was one of the best PFL fights, one of the best PFL cards that they've ever put on. This was PFL Champion Series, Road to Dubai, Ireland versus Dagestan 2, very long name. But this was a crazy good card. A lot of the fights were fun. And actually, this gave me a bit of hope for PFL going forward because they were on HBO Max for this card. Very, very good production compared to the past. I've been very, very critical of their production. Way better today. Fantastic main event. Paul Hughes is a dog. He could compete in the UFC featherweight or UFC lightweight divisions and be highly ranked. Same with Usman Nurmagomedov. But I'm tired of these motherfuckers getting these bullshit decisions. One judge had it as a draw, and keep in mind there was a point deduction in the third round. One judge had it 3-2 for Usman with the point deduction making it a draw. I understand that card. I thought that Paul Hughes won the fight 3-2 and had a point deduction on Usman Nurmagomedov's side. So I thought he definitely should have won the fight. But you had two judges, watch this, you had two judges give this 48-46 to Usman Nurmagomedov, which means that two judges had it 49-46, 4-1 for Nurmagomedov with the point deduction. This is crazy. Here's the decision being announced right here.
We head to the judges' scorecards for decision. Judge Hadi Ali scores 47-47. Judge Eric Colon scores 48-46, and Judge Sal DeMallo scores 48-46. And the winner by majority decision, still undefeated.
Bullshit. Look at his face. Look at his fucking face. He's surprised too. Look at his face. He is fucking surprised too. I'm sick of this, man. Like, you have the Middle Eastern money that's coming into the sport, and it's affecting actual decisions because these guys have the same religion. I'm just going to be honest, okay? If you watch the fight, you saw it was extremely close, extremely competitive. A lot of fouls on Usman Nurmagomedov's side. Low blows, eye pokes, headbutts, cage grabs. And all he got was he had 1 point taken away in the third round because he kicked Paul Hughes with low blows 3 times in the same round. Mike Beltran finally had to step in. And I was nervous that he wasn't even going to step in for that. So Paul Hughes, dog. Usman Nurmagomedov, incredibly skilled. But we can't keep letting this fucking Middle Eastern money ruin our sport. Paul Hughes should have won this fight. 3-2, I understand. 3-2 Usman, I understand. Ending in a draw. But 4-1 in that fight. If you watch that fight, guys, Paul Hughes was defending the takedowns, getting back into space, landing big shots, had Usman panicking, shooting takedowns, poking him in the eyes and kicking him low to get breaks. Fucking dirty, man. I hate this shit. Like, look at the comments. Hughes was robbed, not surprised. Judges unfair to their regional fighter. Thankfully, UFC this week. 235 Hughes. If his name is not Nurmagomedov, he wouldn't walk out as the champ. Boo, bad call. Robbery, y'all are disgusting, all that shit. And then you also have more people. This is why we don't fuck with the PFL, all politics. One of the best PFL fights in history, though, and probably their best card in history. Paul Hughes called for a rematch, but look at this. Robbery. Usman's a dirty fighter. Usman did not win. And this was the main image. PFL, Usman's a dirty fighter. This was Paul Hughes laid out after being kicked in the nuts for the third time. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left in the third round. He got kicked in the nuts 3 times in 2 minutes and 22 seconds in the third round. And even then, it was still like dicey if Mike Beltran was going to be taking a point. I wasn't sure. I will say, all of like the rage that I have about Paul Hughes getting robbed, it's fucking bullshit, dude. It's like, oh, if Umar can't get the robbery win, then Usman has to. It's like, for fuck's sake, whatever. PFL put on a great card. They've improved a lot, but Usman Nurmagomedov lost that fight 100%. And they put on the best card they've ever put on. We even had this really crazy arm break TKO this morning as well on a front kick, so there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened on this card. These guys are both obviously juiced, but
at least in his forearm
boom,
broken.
kick right there, broken arm. End of the fight. Crazy freak accident. But they're going to get a lot of headlines. They're going to get a lot of headlines for this card because it was a great fight. Great production, probably the best main event they've ever had. This was way better than Francis Ngannou, and it had a lot of hype with Khabib. I just hate the way that these Dagestanis get these robbery wins. Hey, shout out for my Tony Soprano shirt. You know the vibes. But one thing I will say, and we were talking about this in my chat, just wanted to say as well, by far my most viewed live stream was for this Fight Companion. Had over 200 viewers on X and had a bunch of viewers on YouTube as well. Fucking awesome stream. Appreciate you guys. Channel's growing and shit. But what I want to say, my chat and I were talking about this. The rest of the world is closing the gap with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? These Dagestanis are finally getting caught up to. And although, you know, Moicano got submitted very early, Merab won a very close fight, and he's kind of from the same region of the world. I know it's on the other side of that mountain range, but same kind of the region. But Paul Hughes really competed, and I'm telling you guys, the Westerners, Americans, Europe, all that stuff are closing the gap with the Dagestanis. And I think it's good because having a bunch of Medovs, last names that end in Medov, EV, OV, AV, all that stuff, it makes the sport boring when it's one style of fighting dominating a bunch of weight classes, and we needed some balance here, and the world is closing the gap with the brothers. But what I want to say in regards to PFL Road to Dubai Champions Series, Nurmagomedov versus Hughes, Dagestan versus Ireland, fucking long ass name, is that they put on their best card. Honestly, I'm very, very critical of the PFL, and I'm very critical of Don Davis, but they did just put on their best possible card, better than the Francis Ngannou card, best card and event and production they've ever put on. Everything was great. There was no dead moments in the broadcast. I really, really liked it. So Paul Hughes and Usman Nurmagomedov could be real contenders in the UFC lightweight division, and Paul Hughes even in the featherweight division potentially. So Paul Hughes robbed. Dagestani privilege shines through once again, unfortunately. And it's no longer Bellator. It's no longer PFLator. It's just PFL now. We'll see what happens going forward with these PFL champs. But let me know what you guys thought. Did Paul Hughes win this fight? Was this a robbery? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content, become a channel member today by clicking the join button on our channel homepage or the link down below this video. If you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, go check out my podcast, What's Up Bro, with Wyatt and Bo, in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.